Remember when you couldn't walk into a thrift store without tripping over a mountain of plastic guitars? When every living room in the world had a bass drum kit taking up half the floor space, and the most intense workout you got was trying to beat through the fire and flames on Expert? We all lived like rock stars for about 5 years. You couldn't go to a party, a bar, or a friend's house without hearing the legendary click-clack of a plastic strum bar. There was literally an entire South Park episode dedicated to the cultural phenomenon of acoustic rock stars losing their minds over a video game. And then seemingly overnight, the music stopped. The plastic instruments were shoved into closets, the servers went quiet, the rhythm game genre flatlined, and everyone collectively decided that it was just a fad. But here is a wild thought. What if the player base never actually disappeared? What if we didn't get bored of playing rhythm games, but we just didn't have anything new and worthwhile to play? Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Cyler Ray here, and today we're talking about the ultimate comeback story. The rhythm game genre is about to get a massive shock to the system thanks to a brand new studio called Foundry. If you don't know who Foundry is, you're going to want to pay close attention. This studio is formed by industry veterans Marcus Henderson and Lennon Lang. These aren't just some random developers trying to cash in on a cheap wave of nostalgia. These are the guys who literally built our childhoods. They are Guitar Hero and Rock Band veterans, and they are back with one primary mission: to right the wrongs of the past and revive the rhythm game genre with a brand new project called Sound System. Take a step back and look at why the genre crashed in the first place, because it absolutely wasn't a lack of interest. It was corporate greed, oversaturation, and plastic fatigue. By the year 2010, the market was so violently flooded with rhythm games that you couldn't even keep track of them anymore. We had Guitar Hero, Rock Band, DJ Hero, Band Hero, Lego Rock Band, Green Day Rock Band, Guitar Hero, Aerosmith, Metallica, Van Halen. It was like they were just spinning a giant wheel of bands in a boardroom and slapping the word hero on the end of it. On top of that, you had to buy expensive, clunky plastic peripherals for almost every single major release. It got to the point where buying a new game felt like making a down payment on a car. And let's not even talk about the monetization strategy. Trying to convince people to pay $3 to $5 for a single DLC song when Spotify and music streaming were just taking off was a terrible business model. The corporate overhead became completely unsustainable, and the major publishers just pulled the plug. But the desire to tap along to a beat, that never went anywhere. The hardcore players just moved underground. They went to PC games like Osu, they bought VR headsets specifically to play Beat Saber, they played games like Spin Rhythm XD, and they kept the spirit of Guitar Hero alive through massive, community-driven projects like Clone Hero. Have you looked at eBay lately? Trying to buy an original working Xbox 360 Guitar Hero controller today will cost you an absolute fortune. The demand is there. The community practically had to build their own life raft because the major publishers abandoned ship. And that is exactly what Foundry recognized. Lennon Lang said it perfectly: the appetite for rhythm games has been growing and growing, and people are hungry for that experience again. Player base never disappeared, they just didn't have anything to play. So how does Foundry plan to bring back the golden age of living room rock stars without making the exact same mistakes? How do you sell a rhythm game in a modern gaming landscape where players are incredibly skeptical of cash grabs? The answer lies in two words: user generation. Back in the day, playing a rhythm game was a completely passive experience. You bought the $50 disc, you played the exact tracks the developers gave you, and you waited for them to bless you with a new DLC pack. You were completely locked into their walled garden. But modern gaming doesn't work like that anymore. Today's gamers are builders. Just look at the insane longevity and financial success of Roblox, Minecraft, or Fortnite Creative. Everyone is a creator now, and players want ownership over their experiences. Foundry is designing Sound System to be the exact opposite of that old passive model. They're putting the power directly into the hands of the players. They want the community to take an active part in actually building the game. Imagine a rhythm game platform where you aren't just relying on official corporate licensing deals to play the music you want. Instead, you have open, intuitive tools to chart your own songs, mod the game, and share your creations seamlessly with a massive global community. We've seen exactly how powerful this is with Clone Hero, where dedicated fans have charted literally thousands upon thousands of songs, keeping a dead game engine culturally relevant for over a decade. Foundry is taking that grassroots indie energy and giving it AAA polish and backing. From a marketing perspective, which you guys know I love to geek out about, this is an absolute masterclass in modern game design. Selling a standalone box game with a $60 price tag and a $100 plastic guitar is an incredibly tough pitch in today's brutal economy. But building a platform, building an ecosystem where the community does the heavy lifting of content creation while you provide a highly polished, unified infrastructure, that is how you strike gold in the modern era of gaming. It completely eliminates the massive overhead of constantly negotiating music, licenses, and manufacturing endless iterations of plastic toys. It turns the players into your developers and your strongest marketers. When a player spends 5 hours charting their favorite obscure metal track or a viral TikTok song, you better believe they're going to share that on social media, bringing more eyes and more players directly to the platform. There's also the massive nostalgia factor at play here. There's an entire generation of gamers who grew up shredding on a plastic Stratocaster, and they now have adult money. But Foundry isn't just relying on millennials looking for a trip down memory lane. They realize that there is a massive modern audience. Kids who grew up way too late to experience the original Guitar Hero craze, but who are deeply ingrained in music culture. If Sound System can successfully bridge the gap between the nostalgic veterans who want their rockstar fantasy back and the new generation of creators who just want to share their favorite beats with their friends, they're going to capture lightning in a bottle. Of course, the giant plastic elephant in the room is the hardware. How are we actually going to play this? The original magic of Guitar Hero wasn't just the music, it was the tactile feedback. The aggressive click-clack of the strum bar, sliding your fingers across the brightly colored buttons, the frantic whammy bar action during a massive solo. Playing a rhythm game on a standard PlayStation controller or keyboard just doesn't hit the same way. It's like trying to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater using a steering wheel. Sure, you can physically do it, but you are missing the entire soul of the experience. Foundry knows this. They know that getting high quality, affordable instruments back into the hands of players is going to be the absolute biggest hurdle they face. The good news is that manufacturing technology has come an incredibly long way since 2007. We don't have to settle for flimsy, breakable plastic that stops working after a month anymore. If they can deliver a controller that is durable, moderately priced, and universally compatible across PC and consoles, they will have solved the final piece of the puzzle. I just really hope they make the drum kits a little quieter this time around so my neighbors don't think I'm aggressively tenderizing meat at 2 in the morning. We are entering a genuine renaissance for rhythm games. For years, it felt like the industry told us that our time was over, that music games were just a goofy fad, a weird blip in the mid-2000s that came and went like frosted tips and flip phones. But music is universal. The instinct to tap your foot, nod your head, and feel the rhythm is built into human DNA. It never left us. All we needed was a studio willing to treat the genre with respect, rather than treating it like a corporate cash cow to be milked dry until the public gets sick of it. Foundry has the pedigree, they have the vision, and they clearly have the right philosophy. If Sound System can actually deliver on the promise of an active, creator-driven rhythm experience, we might just be looking at the next massive cultural phenomenon in gaming. So I highly suggest you go stretch your fingers, do some wrist exercises, and start mentally preparing yourself. The plastic rockstar lifestyle is coming back, and this time, we are the ones writing the set list. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments. Are you ready to dust off the old plastic guitar, or do you think the rhythm game genre is better left in the past? What is the one song you absolutely need to see charted in a new rhythm game? Let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date on all things gaming news, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. This has been Kyler Ray signing off. Peace.